It's yeah.
Yeah,
My bad.
it's
Okay,
okay. I'm going to try to do that at everyone this time. Have you? I've never done that. Have you?
mhm, and
Okay.
that actually gets everyone for the
Okay.
most part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody.
I've never done the at everyone.
Well, the thing I like about did it work this time? The thing I like about StreamYard now is they've changed it to where we can also send to our chat, which I don't know why it's not going right now. Reload. Um, Up at the top right, you won't see it unless you're on somebody else's podcast,
Uh huh.
but it'll say share, restream it basically to 2 other platforms.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
put it on my YouTube and then also on, Hey Nerd Witch, putting it on YouTube and Parapost and stuff too. So
Oh, great. Yeah. I'm on Parapost in my page and then my Facebook page. So you may see comments that I don't see. So feel free to,
actually,
throw
you should
anything
be
out
able to
there.
see them all because they're coming up right there. That Nerd
Let's,
Witch right there, when it has that little like round doo doo,
all right. There you are,
that
Nerdwitch.
shows that
Hi.
it's coming from a different.
Yeah. It shows that from a different platform.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. I see that now. Yeah.
and then gosh, I'm like, ah, okay, okay. I think I'm ready.
I don't know if I am. Okay. Well, I have a surprise for you, Emmy.
Uh oh,
Uh-oh. So
surprises
here's your
scare me.
surprise.
Oh god. Oh my god.
How you doing?
Can I exchange it?
Hey, how's it going?
No. How you
N-
doing?
I'm doing well. I was trying to. I know we were trying to get Matt up, but unfortunately Matt's at work, and I know Dom and I think AJ were interested, so I sent them the link. So they might come up during your show.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
So, but I just wanted to come on. Pam asked me to come on, and I said gladly. And I want to say congratulations on being our very,
Thank
very
you.
first winner of the weekly podcast or the Parapost Network Central weekly podcast. Or how would you say that?
The
The winner
Uh,
of
we
our the
yeah,
winner
I'm
of
the
the podcast.
wiener.
You're the
the
winner of the
wiener.
I'm the
podcast
wiener.
for the week.
That
Yeah,
weekly wiener.
I got to get that down. I got to figure out how I'm going to say that. But
Weekly wiener.
you are the winner. You are a
Thank
very
you.
first winner, and I want to say congratulations again. And glad you're on the page, and you had a very very successful week of vodcasting.
Thank you.
Yes.
Let me repeat that.
Vodcast.
Vod.
Vodcasting.
Video. Vodcasting.
Vodcasting.
The
Yeah.
vod.
So I just wanted to come up for a few minutes and say that to you. And for anybody else that's really interested in coming on to Parapost Network Central, please reach out to us. You could also be a winner. And
A weekly
obviously,
wiener.
things are going to get a lot better as we go along, and there will be prizes eventually
Yeah.
for the winners. Whether it most likely is going to be a hoodie from Parapost. Just to let everybody know. So we're it's something we wanted to do, and the reason we wanted to do it was because we wanted to show our support on how much you're appreciated on the page, and that's why we started doing it. I don't think there's enough networks out there that give really this kind of appreciation to their vodcasters,
Mhm.
to their shows. And this is something that we wanted to do, and we're going to continue doing it. And if Amy wins next week, she will be winner next week too. So really at the end of the day, this is really encourages people to maybe do more shows, to do oh, there he is, to do
Hi guys.
to maybe do more shows. And also this is the biggest thing. One thing we've noticed on this page, the vodcasters have their show, and people share them out. But one thing we have noticed, and I'm not saying everyone, one thing we have noticed, they're not sharing their own show. So if you start sharing your own show, then you'll find that you get more viewers. And let's be honest, there's so many people that have so many groups on their page that you can share it to groups. And so again, it's about showing how much we appreciate the vodcasters on this page. And hopefully we have a different winner every single week. But we know we're going to have a few that's going to be 2 weeks in a row. And that's a good thing. That's a really, really good thing. So nothing wrong with that. So congratulations. And again, keep doing your thing. And I will let you know one of the reasons why Emmy won is because one, she had a lot of views.
She won because she cheated.
Well, I think she cheated a little bit, but that's okay. No, how do you cheat at this? You can't.
I don't know. I don't know.
She had a lot of views. She had a lot of likes. She had a lot of comments, and she had a lot of shares. Mm-hmm. And that's why she won. I went over to my page the other day on Huntophobia, where I share all the shows too, and I looked at the insights of her show, and she was already over 1,500.
Wow.
So, and that was just in a day. So the power of sharing is very, very powerful. And if people share and like and comment, your show will grow. And that's what we're here to do for the vodcast, for them to grow. And Emmy's show is great. And then it also helped last night. She did another show where she got a lot more comments, a lot more views, and a lot more likes and a lot more shares. So that is the most important thing for these vodcasters. Don't leave it up to the people to share your show. You can share as well. And we encourage that. So this is about the vodcasters growing when they come to this page. And if we grow, they grow. Bottom line. Dom, you want to say anything?
Just
and I will let sorry, Dom. Before Dom is part of the admin team on Parapost Network Central, along with AJ and Matt. So they're going to be helping build the page as well. And so that's why Dom's here. Dom,
I'm the consultant. Brian is not saying it, but I'm the consultant on the what we call the French side that we're trying to develop at Global Ghost Hunts to bring on French teams. From Canada, from Quebec, but also from France. We're working on that. I didn't speak to Brian yet, but I was on a big live yesterday in France with about 30,000 people.
Oh, wow.
So we were doing a big conference, and obviously the subject came up on Parapost on Global Ghost Hunts. And we have a couple of the French teams that are still pondering because of the time, the difference. They're bugging a little bit on that, but I'm talking with them, so let's cross our fingers.
Well, the time difference isn't a big deal, to be honest.
For some, yes, because French people. When very complicated sometimes, but yeah.
Since I'm part French, I know a lot about French people, and I know what they're like. They're all very, very nice people, but they're also very, very stubborn.
Yeah, and they're picky also. So congrats, Emmy, on the win. Hope you win a lot more. Obviously, like Brian is saying, sharing is the key.
It is.
The more you share, more you're gonna bring new people to
word of mouth
to the place, and those people. Not saying they're all gonna stick, because not every show is for everybody. But if you come, probably let's take example. Let's say Brian, you come to any show. Oh, okay, yeah, it's okay, but it's not my type.
he does. He'll come in and say hi. That's it. He's out of there.
Have you ever noticed?
No, not saying it's not good, but Brian will say, "Oh, you're cool," but I know maybe somebody that's going to be really interested in what Emmy brings or whatever. So by doing that, he's bringing more people there.
Yeah.
So would, like Emmy was saying, word to mouth will do miracles and miracles. And like
Yeah.
Brian said, don't be shy to share your own stuff also.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's important. Jeremy Bryant, who's on Parapost Network, he tends to share a lot to different groups on his own show. So we definitely encourage the shows to share their own show, because if you do that, you'll see as a host, if you're sharing your own show, people for some reason like that. That shows the confidence in your own show. I think confidence doing this, you have to have a lot of confidence in doing this. And I know it's very, very difficult at the beginning, but once you start doing it over and over and over again, you build that confidence. And if you're sharing your own show, that just shows the confidence in your own show. And it's important. Like anytime anybody comes on Parapost Network Central, I'm sharing it to 5 to 6 pages right off the bat. And then I'm looking for other pages to share too, because some people are picky in their groups. They don't necessarily want you to share shows. And I get that. It's their group. It's all good. But I definitely share it to several different pages, which is going to help you guys.
He does.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I do it for every single show. Every single show I do it for. So, and that's what I do. That's showing my support. And hopefully people in the room, your guests will share it as well, because I think it's important for the guests to share it out as well. And, at the end of the day, it's only going to make your show look better. It's going to make the guests look better. It's going to be beneficial for everyone, because as I've said in the past, if we continue sharing out the show, people are going to come, which is then going to help the vodcast grow. And that's why we're here. And I get it. Some people don't care if they have people in the room. I get that. But at the end of the day, your guest does.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your guest cares. Like, they're going to come on a vodcast and they're going to see one person in the room. They're going to be sitting back and thinking, okay, why did I do this for only one person?
A lot of people.
It's important for the guests, but I get it. A lot of people watch the replays. They do. And but for me personally, I'm a big fan of live. I like sitting down and watching a live, not necessarily a replay. I do watch the replays, but I'd rather watch a live than a replay. So, but at the end of the day, this is about you guys, not about me, not about Dom, not about Matt, not about AJ. It's about you guys. It's your guys' show. You guys do wonderful jobs, and I support everybody that's on the page. And people, before I go, if you know anybody that has a vodcast, what's that?
You're going to leave it so soon?
Yeah, you know why? Because I have a self-tape to do for a commercial. So I'm going to do that tonight. So,
Did you
I know,
just
right?
light up?
Yeah, it's okay. So,
Okay.
Where was I? What was I saying?
Welcome
You
to my
were-
world.
You were talking about
that one thing.
That thing. You were
What
talking
thing?
about sharing and if
Sharing
people
is
had
caring.
if
Yeah.
people
Oh,
had a
sharing is-
podcast, if people
Yeah.
had a podcast.
Oh yeah. So if you know somebody who has a vodcast and you think they will be great on this network, please reach out to them and let them know. Send them the link to this page, and they can come up, because we're just not looking for paranormal. We're looking for all kinds of different networks. I reached out to a fairly famous actress that is on my friends list, and I'm hoping to get her on the show. So through the lens is going towards the actors and actresses and producers and directors. So I'm expanding my show, and hopefully she gets back. And I did ask one gentleman. He said he's going to come on he would come on my show for a certain fee. And I said,
I'll do it for free.
What?
well, you know what? This guy's a pretty big actor, and I understand. And let me put it this way: he was a cast member of The Sopranos.
Oh,
Yeah. So I spoke
Whoa.
to him during the week. So I'd love to get him on the show, but
A little
what he's
pricey.
charging is no, it's actually not that bad. But you know, we'll see. We'll see. If I dish it out, I dish it out. I think it would be a great person to have on the show. You know.
That's
So
great.
anyhow, other than that, I'm going to take off, Dom. Say whatever
on
you
this,
want to say. Say
on
your
this,
piece.
thank you for the time I was there. I'm dripping too. I do have work here at home. I do have kids. Yeah. So when Brian said, "Can you come up at 8?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." But I didn't tell him I could be there just for a small part of time.
Yeah, I'm only here for a few.
I have to go back to my duties as a daddy.
Yeah.
So,
So this isn't
Daddy
about
duties.
us. It's not about us, me or Dom. It's about Emmy and Pam. And
Right.
I want
Thank you both for
I
coming.
want you both to have a wonderful show, and I will be watching and sharing.
I will
Okay,
be on
we
team.
appreciate it.
I
Thank
will
you
be
so
on
much.
team. We
Thank
did that
you.
rewatch, and I will be also sharing. So thank you, ladies, for having me. Emmy, once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Continue your good work, amazing work.
See,
Obviously,
I just
know
want to
Emmy
say-
for a long time, so
I just want to say before you guys leave, having the gift of gab actually pays off. Does it not?
Yes,
hmm
yes. Well, I like your show because it's always unplanned.
Right. That's what I said.
Yes.
Good night, everyone. Good night,
Good
everybody.
night,
Right,
thank
take
you.
care. Be
Bye.
blessed. Be
Enjoy the
safe,
show.
everybody. Bye
Ciao.
bye.
Bye bye. That was
Now
so
we could talk
much
about it.
fun.
Oh, we could talk about both of them now. that
There
they're
you
gone.
go.
Nike's like, Emmy who? Hi, Nike.
Yeah. Oh, let me find
that was a
comment
surprise.
here. That was a surprise, wasn't it?
Yeah. Man, I could have been talking mad crap about him, and he's probably in the basement going, "Oh, okay."
No. Yeah, there's a few comments on here and try to pop them up for you. I just so you
Yeah,
don't miss
hello,
anybody.
everybody. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Thank you so much. So hopefully that was a great surprise. I didn't know if I'd be able to pull that part off, but you know, they're the one that
You
do
did.
it. So I thought I pulled it off. Wow. I couldn't believe it. He said he had something to do tonight, but he said he could jump on for
Well,
a
that's
few
cool.
minutes. So I thought that was great.
Yeah,
Great. Yeah.
I appreciated that.
You're welcome. And, you know, like he said, you have such a great show. And
Well,
it's,
thank you.
I think it's great because it's unplanned, you know, so, so when it's not planned, you know, it just makes it more fun.
I hate sticking by schedules, I guess.
And there
I
you go.
really do. I'm just like, you know what? I think I'll go live tonight. We'll be unplanned.
And yeah,
we
there
don't know
you
if it's
go.
gonna be paranormal or not so paranormal, or like the other night we had everything in
Yeah.
between. It was, I really like that show. I know a lot of people had sent me emails and stuff and had talked
did
about
they?
that. Yeah, because you know, towards the end, we were getting into some deep stuff with some
Yeah.
people, and that's a big thing for me too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. I mean, hopefully, you know, every show that's done that can, you know, whatever it might be, if there's somebody out there that needs help, they know that they can contact anyone,
Yeah.
any of us, you know, so because the holidays are tough. And, you know, I said before I was going to do a show for that for November, December, and then a celebration in January, but we got sick and it just didn't happen. So
Mm.
maybe I'll have another one in December just for
Yeah.
that.
That
You
would
know.
be cool.
Yeah.
That's something that a lot of people need to talk about too. And, you know, because there's other people out there that don't realize there's the help they can get out there too.
Right. I mean, you know, some people aren't going to go for, you know, professional help because they're embarrassed or, you know, they're not too apt to talk to somebody. But if they can talk to somebody online without actually being online with their face, you know, sometimes they can feel more comfortable that way, you know, sending an email or whatever.
And, you know, when Brian was talking about, you know, having people in your chat and stuff, if I have one person in my chat, and as long as I'm entertaining that one person, you know,
Right.
I'm going to continue chatting with them.
Right.
You don't know what that person's going through. You don't know if they are lonely and they need that one person to talk them off the ledge or something.
Yeah. And,
So
a lot of times that one person doesn't have anyone else except for what
Exactly.
they're seeing online. So if there's any way to support them or help them out in any way, hopefully the other night someone took some advice about the help that they could get. So,
yeah,
and
I'm
it's
hoping we get that
sad.
together on that. That
Yeah. I mean, and it's sad, but in the end, they need someone,
yes,
and somebody may have a large family, but feel like they can't go to any of them. So that makes a big difference too, you know,
yeah,
just to be there for someone because holidays are tough.
they
But,
are. They are.
yeah, they are tough. It
I
hit
feel
me
like
way
it's
before
not the
holidays
normal.
came.
I have to laugh at Nike. She just said it. She goes, I'm just trying not to laugh at me. And she knows when I'm like being serious and she's doing this to me. I've known her for a long time. She's a great person. She knows kind of what we're talking about too on stuff like that.
Well,
It hits
that's,
a lot of people.
yeah, it does. And, and like I said, it hit me early this year, but it's just something that happens sometimes. And, it's
yeah.
a daily struggle. So,
It is. And, like, okay, for me, I think it does make me feel better when I do knowing that I'm helping somebody else coming on talking. I've always been the class clown and whatnot. And as long as I'm making somebody else laugh, that actually makes me feel good and everything. And my
Mhm.
husband's like that too. No highs for Jenna. I'm just saying that. So even
Yeah.
though I'm struggling with my own issues,
Right.
I also think it's therapeutical when you're helping somebody else and you're talking about it, and
It
put it out
really
there in the
is.
open.
Yes.
So that's what I think about it. And I know a lot of us have struggled. Some people got seasonal depression. Some people got,
Right.
bipolar 1. I mean, just and it's not a bad thing. It can be controlled.
hmm
There's times before they got me on the right medication. This is the honest to God truth. When we would go camping and stuff like that, and just working up to the camping trip, I started stressing out my husband and all my kids, and it was to the point I was like, you know what? You drive in your own vehicle and I'll drive my own vehicle. And that's how I did it for a while. I had to be by myself in the car because I didn't
Oh,
want to hear the
yeah.
bickering or I would freak out. But we no longer do that. I'm
Yeah.
better now.
Well,
I can
that's
probably
great.
talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, some people think anxiety is just a simple thing. Well, it's a
Mhm.
real thing and it can be a real struggle. Some people don't have it as bad as others, but it is out there and it is
Yep.
for real, for real.
Yeah.
My husband has anxiety real bad. Our daughter had anxiety real bad. But yeah, sometimes it's hard for people to deal with it.
Debilitating.
Yes.
I've been able to control mine a lot more so now, but I would be at work and all of a sudden I would start to have an anxiety attack.
Oh,
And it would be to the point I would drop down onto the ground in a little fetal position and just all my muscles would tighten up on me. And so they'd have to get me to the hospital, get some medication in me to bring me out of that. And even, trying to breathe in a brown paper bag didn't help
right.
me. So it's bad.
Yeah. And
It's
it
scary
can be
too if
very
you're going through
bad.
that the first time.
Yeah. And, just, that is part of a whole nother situation, but there's so many situations out there for people. It's just, there's so much out there.
There is.
And, it could
Hi,
be
Greg.
a variety of things, so if somebody's struggling with something, I want them to know that there's help if they need someone to talk to, or, whatever it might be,
Right.
so, and that's where I'm hoping that my situation takes me, is to help others. So that's my big thing, is to help someone else.
I think it will. I can see that. I was reading chat. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Nike was diagnosed with anxiety her teenage years. And people say, that's good, Jenna. Jenna, I've known her for a while. And good for you, Jenna, getting therapy. And some people don't like to talk about that.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with therapy.
Yeah. But a lot of times people can find somebody online like this.
Yes.
And feel that they can create a friend, and, after a while, feel comfortable in talking about it with someone. So, the paranormal has really taught me a lot. I don't have a team. I'm not on a team. I'm just lucky enough to be able to go once in a while, and I'm grateful for that. But it has taught me a lot, and it has also brought me in touch with a lot of people like yourself that I've made friends with, and it's created a lot of things for me. So, and the friendship is one of the biggest for me.
Yeah. And I think we met through Patty's channel, right?
I think so. So. Yeah.
And so see, that's that like Brian was saying, that's like the advertisement thing, when people share out, people like who they see on a panel and stuff like that, then they tend to follow people around.
Right. And I, anytime somebody's live, if I can't stay on and watch the whole thing, I at least say hello, and I always share them out. Always.
You do.
So,
you got a lot of people talking in chat, talking about they're opening up, talking about everybody, like-minded people. They have depression and the anxiety.
Yeah, I mean it's
a struggle. It's real. It's really real out there, people.
Yeah, it is real. I've made a lot of friends. I've recently helped someone who lost her husband, and I hope I can continue to help her.
Right.
It's important to me. So hopefully those little things will be just as important to somebody else who's watching. And to know that even though that person is not here with you, that you can still smile or tell a joke and have a great memory, because that's what they would always want,
Hi, Pete. I'm sorry. Hello, everybody. Everybody's coming in.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, Aviation. That's a name I haven't seen for a while.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone.
How you doing, everyone?
It's hard when you've nearly lost. Wait, I can't read. We all know I can't read. It's hard when you've lost nearly all your family. I am so sorry, Tages. Hi, Thomas.
It is hard.
Sorry, Dory. It is. And, well, I'm going to say this about Thomas, which is the story of Dory. He's lost his mother. He's lost his wife. I had actually met him like 3 years ago, and he's family to me. He's one of my best friends, and he's one of those guys that will give you the shirt right off his back. My other best friend is Ashley. I think she's out there, and the three of us have become really close, and they've helped out in many things.
Yeah. And there are some friends that can help you with one thing, another friend can help you in another area.
Yep.
So.
Oh, I totally agree with that. Totally agree. Nike, I've known her for a long time now too. Oh my God, there's 20 people watching on my side.
Is there?
Yeah, I just happened to look over there. Thank
here.
you. Thank you, everybody, for coming in.
That's welcome. Great.
Yeah. See, it's a good
Thank you for hopping
conversation.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys
Uh,
supporting Pam
you know,
here.
it's a thank you. Yeah, it's so tell me a little bit about how you got into podcasting. Was it because of the paranormal?
No, I just like to talk to people. Actually, so the crazy thing is, oh no, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Okay. We've been doing this. Actually, my husband's been on YouTube almost 20 years. And that was when YouTube just was doing videos. And then
Oh.
before that, we were on it's called EarthCam, but now EarthCam is used for something else. But EarthCam was like a chat room where you'd be on video, but you chat and stuff. They
Oh.
couldn't hear it. They didn't have the voice. They couldn't hear. So it's like video and chatting at the same time.
Yeah.
So we were on that for quite a while. And then we were on other different, websites like that
Mm-hmm.
too, but they got stuck with us.
Oh.
So yeah, so we've always been in chat rooms and chatting it up and, helping people, spreading that word and everything else. And so,
Well, you guys sure have done your work in a very good way.
thank you.
That's for sure. Because you're both, everybody loves you both.
Well, now it depends on who you talk to.
Yeah, don't ask too many people, right?
Yes. If they're saying like, "Oh, that Emmy," you got to find out, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah. I'm just popping up some comments here.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, see, Nike's known aviation for years too.
Yeah.
A lot of these people have come over from D Live. That was another platform I stream on. I'm so indecisive. I stream on quite a few different platforms still.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Well,
Nothing
because like what D Live, you can listen to music. You don't get the copyrights and all this. We do karaoke over there. Where YouTube, because I'm monetized, you can't play the music unless you own the rights, and it's so stupid.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
crazy.
Christian. Hey,
Hello.
Alicia.
Thank
Welcome,
you for
everybody.
coming on. So,
Welcome.
so you've always been into the chat kind of thing. So
Yes.
how did you get to doing podcasting? Was it through Parapost or was it before Parapost?
Well, it was before Parapost. I just want to say, so now see, because I'm older, and podcast to me is where, it's just radio type. And that's what I know podcasting is. And so I've always been, I call it IRL, in real life. So I'm an IRLer. Does that make sense?
IRL.
And
It's
in
a
real
new
lifer. IRLer. That's the word of the day, folks.
IRL. There's
But
going to be a quiz later.
Yes. Remember rule of number thumb and IRLer. But I've always been like that. It's not I'm trying to put my life out there or anything like that.
Right.
I don't know if you've probably seen me and Jay in the car and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's some real stuff. And we don't show anything fake on that. Everything is real. What you see is what you get. And I know people laugh at us because at the end of the day, it is funny how, we argue like about driving and it freaks me out. But again, it goes back to if I can make that one person laugh, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
I could be bawling my eyes out. As long as they're laughing, I don't care.
Right. Yeah, if you're going to cry, smile, right?
Yeah, get my feelings hurt and I'm going to cry. I'm like, don't stop. But
Stop
then,
it.
I'm fine. Slow down. Hey, David.
Well,
Welcome.
welcome. Thank you for coming in. I'm really new at this stuff, so I know absolutely nothing, just so you know.
That's okay. I
Um,
still know nothing. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah. And so I'm going, I don't want to miss anybody's comments here.
That's okay. They'll just rewrite it if you miss it.
I know. Well, I'm sure most of them don't know who I am. So they're probably thinking, oh, she needs to pull that comment up.
Well, you guys, when I was on the doing the vlogcast, as Brian would say, Pam was the one that was on YouTube side. No, she wasn't. I lied. Pam was on Facebook side when I was popping up her comments. So you guys, a lot of you know who she is. They do.
Maybe.
They know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If not, they're going to get to know you and they're going to start following you.
Okay, great. Thumbs up on that.
Rule number one.
Rule of thumb. Yeah, I'm not on a lot. It's just something I do now and then. So it's not something that I do once or twice a week or anything like that. So
just unplanned.
Yeah, it's just unplanned. And as soon as I seen that award, I was tick, 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 tick.
She's like,
sending you a message.
I'm snagging you.
That's right.
That's awesome. I was like, yeah, sure. Because I wasn't doing anything. I was probably going to be in another chat room arguing with somebody.
Oh.
No.
I figured everybody would be contacting you today.
No. I
don't
think, no.
They should be ashamed.
Actually, you're the only one. Actually, no, somebody else, Pete, contacted me for next Friday.
Oh, great.
So people, I'm free in the middle of the week.
There you go. I love Pete. I mean, I like everybody. There's nobody that I don't like. It's, even if like I said before, even if I can't watch their whole show, I at least pop in and say hello. And
I love that.
Even if it's something that I'm not interested in,
right.
I just pop in and say hello and at least share them out, because I may need them to be on my show one day, or I may need them to share my show. So that's what I do,
Yeah, people out there on YouTube side, share this stuff out now.
The order has been put in. So what is it about the paranormal that intrigues you the most? Is it spirit?
Trying to find proof and stuff to, I know there is, but there's a lot of people out there that don't believe or are skeptics, like Thomas out in the chat. But he'll tell you a story. I got him almost convinced. And also some of the places, like I was talking about this with somebody tonight, Bobby Mackey's. Now, I don't like knowing history of a bunch of places, but you can't help but know that history. So I would go in as an investigator and try to debunk what people were saying, that this happened, that happened, that, the energy's so high. I want to see that for myself. There's times I've traveled and gone places and didn't get anything. I'd gone to places that are haunted legitimately. And if the spirits don't want to play, they don't want to play. It's like fishing. You're sitting there all day. You can get a nibble or you can just catch a shit ton. Can I say shit on the show? No?
Sure. But you already did, so who cares?
Okay. Yeah. So, because you know me and my filters. But, and I love the paranormal. Like I do fishing too. It's just a lot of patience. It's a waiting. There's that one where I was communicating with that boy, Adam, with the balloon. I don't know if you ever seen that one at the Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. And if it wasn't
that
for other
people, was a great idea.
And and I make little sandbags to put in them, and I bought little lights to,
That's such a great idea.
So now I can pack those with me. So because he was sitting there and he actually started to communicate, and what really got me is when I asked him to stop the balloon because he was trying to push it over, and he stopped it instantly. I'm just like, oh my God, I want to stay here and keep talking to him. but everybody wanted to move on. So I'm like, okay, if you want to follow us, if I'm there with like just one other person, I would have stayed there because as long as I'm getting communication, that's what I would have done.
Right.
And believe it
That
or not,
was
I really
cool
didn't get
too.
much throughout the rest of the building. Noises here and there, but you can't always say, those are paranormal or anything like that.
Yeah.
Even like when I get touched sometimes, I don't always say, oh my God, I got touched. I try to blow it off like maybe I touched the door, even though the door's like that far away.
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe I brushed the door, So yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever heard spirit in your ear?
Yes.
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 The first time that
Yep.
happened to me, I just started bawling. I was just crying, and Mandy was live, and I was like, "Oh, don't show my face," But it was so wild. It just chilled me to the bone.
Yeah.
So
I think
crazy.
it's cool, especially on the recorders. If you talk to them and
Yeah.
then wait, and then you go back and listen. So basically doing it live. I like doing that too.
Yeah, I mean, when this happened, actually, this spirit said, "I know your pain," in my ear, and I was like, "What?"
Oof.
And what was behind me? What used to be a bathroom, and it was an asylum, like for mental patients, and
Oh, really?
and I just kept looking, and I know there's nothing there, but I mean, I could feel this breath on me and everything. And it just freaked me out. But
Wow.
I kept my cool, for the most part, other than starting to cry. But it really, no one has ever said that to me before, and it just chilled me to the bone. It was crazy.
Have you heard voices after
And
that since then?
yeah, a lot of them at the same time now. And I'm starting to learn how to, it's crazy.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So I know, and I'm going to say I know because it was happening to me and other people I've been talking to. So ever since COVID, you feel maybe your gifts have heightened? Or you started hearing more things, seeing more things? I don't know if you see things, but you could.
Well, what I think is the more that you're around people, like I'm with Mandy a lot, she's a medium, and the more you're around those type of people, the more your own senses become heightened. That's what I think.
I believe that too. But I was never
Yeah.
around a medium. No, I just feel because there was just so much time, because people were at home and we get to know everybody like this before we actually meet in person. But you just had so much time to yourself where you can meditate or, you had a lot of soul searching, a lot of thinking. And when I was younger, I did block all of that because when we got married, I wanted to raise a family and not bring all that in. But we already know that that didn't stop. So, and then during the, COVID and stuff, my daughter, when she turned 18 and graduated, that's when I was like, you know what? Okay, I think I'm going to go out and do this again. So that's when I started traveling again at the height of COVID. Like, I'm the dumb one.
No. And I think that's also true is because during COVID, people had more time to think and they had more time to themselves, like you said.
Yeah.
And maybe they were starting to pay attention to what was going on around them. You know what I'm saying? Because normally a lot of people don't, I think everybody's born with abilities.
Yes.
Most
I
people
agree that
don't pay attention to them. Yeah. Most people don't pay attention to them. But when a time comes that it's just there, like COVID, I think that's...
Or if the kids tell you,
yes,
listen to those kids.
Yes.
They're pure. They're open. I believe every child has that ability, and it's the parents who shut them
I do too.
down. You know, no, that's an imaginary friend, or you know what? Stop talking like that. People are going to think you're crazy. You know, so children do.
And yeah, and you're not crazy. I mean,
Yes, Jenna.
um,
Well,
there are some.
me now. I'm kind of crazy.
Hey, I'm way crazy. You know, but I do think that COVID did have a lot to do with things happening, like what's, you know, the podcast and things.
Yeah.
And I think that it did heighten people's senses. But I think the more you pay attention to it, and when you're especially around people with abilities, I think that that actually heightens your own. Because a year and a half ago, Mandy told me that I was going to be reading cards. I said, "Oh, I don't think so." She said, "You're going to be
You're like,
online." I said, "No." And so when I started, she said, "Yeah." She said, "See, I told you." And
That's cool.
so now it's getting to the point where my cards just give me energy, and it's what they call mediumship, I guess. So it's crazy.
I'm all into gemstones. We all know that. I got rocks everywhere. Like, yeah, those are my little energies.
Yeah, but I love cards. You know, a lot of times I'm just shuffling, but I'm talking while I'm shuffling. So,
right.
You know, if a card falls out, I'll use it. But I'm just getting to where I don't rely on the card, or I'm not reading the card, you know. So that's pretty crazy. I never thought I would do anything like that. So, yeah, it's crazy.
I read oracles, but not like on a full-time thing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've done it online with people and stuff, like during live streams, and but I guess I've never really got into them.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But I can appreciate the people who do. Yeah, I appreciate that though.
Yeah.
People who are doing it. And,
yeah, thanks.
And some people are
I think
spot
it's
on.
Oh yeah. I mean, everything Mandy has told me has came true. I never would have thought it. But
thank you, babe.
You know, I had my first reading when I was like 14, and just by chance I was with my sister and she was going for a reading, and he ended up giving me a reading instead of her, and I was like, "What is this?" You know.
No, I'm fine.
And he
I'm listening.
He said, he told me everything that was going to happen in my life, and everything happened, everything to the T. He told me what my husband would look like and everything. And then when our daughter passed away, he came to my house.
Really?
Yeah, it was the only time I ever seen him after I was 14.
Oh, wow.
And I was just crazy. Me and my sister was here, and we just couldn't believe it because we hadn't seen him in that long. You know?
No, he went to Michael's. Yeah, I'm sorry. My husband just made dinner and he's looking for our kid. And I'm like, nope. Yeah, just put it in the microwave. I'll let him know. Oops. Sorry, people. Okay. Unplanned dinner.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I love oracle cards too. Love those. So yeah, it's just it's been crazy couple of years, that's for sure. Crazy couple of years. You know, little things. Go ahead.
You're
fine.
I was going to say, what actually got you into the paranormal? Was it?
Well, I've always been spiritual. And I had been following Mandy for a couple of years, and she invited 10 of her followers to go with her. So I said, I'm going. I called my niece and I picked her up and we went. And we went to the Joliet prison in Illinois. Yeah.
Nice. No,
It was
thank
really
you.
cool.
Wow.
It's just something that happened, and we've been friends ever since. I think I've been on 15 or 16 investigations.
Really?
hmm
That's awesome.
So
See, look, I turned this around
Yeah.
onto you now.
that's okay. That's okay. So what is your, do you have a favorite tool that you like to use during an investigation? Or is there
I
one
like
that you don't like at all?
Oh, there's some I don't like. No, I like to use the cat balls and stuff.
Mhm.
But I won't use them if like there's if the house is by the road and like big trucks go by, that can contaminate, because the bouncing of the ground and stuff. But I do like
Right.
the SB7 and just a recorder and a camera. Even though I got all the other stuff out, I'm like I was going to say the other word, all the other stuff out there. But if I had three things to choose, that's what I would choose: is a recorder, SB7, and my camera.
Yeah, I love the SB7. But I also like, now a lot of people don't like this, but I like the SLS camera,
I got that.
especially
Yeah,
the new one.
XLS.
The new one is 3D. Yeah.
Yep.
Stop.
Yeah.
It's not your podcast.
Sheesh.
Stop. No, stop.
Well, she
Yeah,
thinks it's her
that's the one
show.
I'm looking to get.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I want that SLS or XLS.
XL.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really cool device. Hi, Lori. Thanks for coming in.
And there's
Um,
Adventures with Beth, and then there's the other good Beth.
Two best.
Yeah. Okay, so a funny story with those two Beths. Adventures with Beth, I've known her for quite some time now. And Beth Bits, I didn't know her, but I thought when I was having I went live one late night, and she's in the UK, so she came in. But I thought it was Adventures with Beth, and she had changed her name because there for a while she kept getting hacked.
hmm
And so I started calling her the B word. I don't know if I could say that on here, but I was
Oh.
calling her yeah, just because that's how we are. I'm like, yeah, you're just being and she was like going along with me, just talking to me, and so I'm thinking it's that Beth. And then I'm like, well, how's William? And William is the doll she would hold. And then Beth Bitts goes talking to the other person in there. She goes, Sheriff, I think she's got me confused with the other Beth. I'm like, wait a minute, you're not the Beth I know. She goes, no. And I was
No.
calling her the B word the entire stream. I was just like, oh my
Oh,
God.
no.
So that's how we met, and we've been friends ever since. So
Wow. That's really cool. Yeah. That is really cool. Parasolo. Yeah. I see.
hey, Parasolo.
That
His name is
person a
Para
lot on
Not
your
So
show.
Solo.
Para Not So Solo.
Yeah, Para Not So Solo.
Yeah. That's cool. I like how all these different names too,
I keep Emmy under control. She does. She does.
Again,
Yeah.
it's not your podcast. Maybe next week.
So, do you have a team?
Me, myself, and I.
Okay. So do you collaborate with other teams?
I do, and I like to do that. I like to meet new people.
Yeah.
I like to when I collab with them, I learn from them too. I
Yeah.
will put like I've seen people do stuff. I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Like, that's easy, and I would put that into my investigations and stuff. And if it works, I'll keep it. If it doesn't, I tried it, and you
Yeah.
just never know. It depends on the situation, the scenario, and stuff like that.
Yeah. I love the idea that you got with the balloon and the sandbags and the light. I mean, that is really creative. Really
Thank you.
creative.
Thank you. And it makes it easy to travel too, because I made little
Oh yeah.
sandbags. Are they right here? Yeah. So I made little sandbags that I take
Yeah.
and
That's
put
so
those in the
cool.
balloons, and drop a light in there and communicate that way. That way the wind doesn't blow it. I mean, it'll work better inside of a building than
Right.
outside, but
Yeah, but if you're
Yeah.
outside, you don't have to worry about it, you know.
yeah,
I
it'll
mean,
still
that's such a great idea. Really
Thank
good
you.
idea. I thought that was very clever when I seen that video with that little boy. I was like, because almost all the time people are trying to communicate with children, and
Mm.
it's hard to find something to get them to communicate with you. And so I thought that was a great idea. And not only is it something that they can move, but they may want to play with, so.
And when I noticed too, like I do have I don't have that Boo Bear because I'm not going to spend $500 on or whatever.
Yeah.
I do have a little bear like this that can light up, but I've noticed more so the noises
Yeah.
would scare, if they're not used to it, especially a kid that, may have passed away in early
Yeah.
1900s and stuff. So I don't take this as much as I used to, but
Yeah.
I figured the balloon, everybody can relate with the balloon.
Oh yeah. That's a really clever idea. But I like seeing the different things that people use and the different techniques that they do.
Yeah.
So when you get like 10 or 12 people going into an investigation, they're all doing something different,
Yeah.
and you can learn from everybody. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I
Definitely.
think that's really cool. I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard of Epic Eric. He's on TikTok a lot. I investigated with him and Sean Austin and some people from Ohio, in Michigan at an asylum. Actually, Adam.
I know Adam.
Yeah, Adam actually came to Indiana to go with us.
Okay.
And that was really cool. But Epic Eric is really basic. A recorder. He has his own mirror if he wants to screen. It's just really cool to see somebody do something different. That was the first time I seen somebody use a Polaroid camera.
Yeah, those are really cool.
And that was so cool. That was really cool. Hi, Dawn. Thank you for coming in. I like seeing the different things that people use, and the different ways that they approach spirit.
Yeah, that makes a big difference right there.
Right.
To me, it does.
Yeah, I think if you approach them as they're living, you get a better response. So.
Yep, I agree with you I agree with you 100% on that. And like last night we were talking about this with my guests and stuff. Everybody knows I do like to joke around. I like to make people laugh. I joke around, but when it's time to be serious, I'm going to be serious. But you got to think about these spirits we're living too. And maybe they like to joke around. And somebody said it in chat, made it perfect. I'm bringing more energy, and it helps out that way too.
Exactly, because
being very respectful, saying thank you or can you please and stuff. One things I don't do is ask, how long have you been dead, or do you know you're dead? I don't ask that because some of them don't.
Yeah.
And if you know, that might shock them. They got feelings too, I'm like, I don't want to scare you.
Right. Right.
Hey, Spitfire.
I'm not a big fan of the Ouija board or anything like that. I've never done it. I probably never would, but
I can appreciate that.
But someone who does, I'm not knocking it, I mean.
Right. And I would never, in order for me, I don't mind the Ouija board. I don't have a problem with it. Never had a problem. It's just like, to me, you're opening, anytime you talk to a spirit, use any kind of communication, you're opening that port.
Right.
But for me to use a Ouija board with somebody, I get down. She wants to be in the show. I have to wholeheartedly trust that person because I don't
Yeah.
want somebody to screw around with it, you know?
Exactly.
My husband's never done the Ouija board. I love him to death, and, you know, I trust him. We just haven't really had a chance
Yeah.
to do it, you know? I feel like I gotta be in that right state of mind and stuff too, but there's
Right.
probably just maybe a handful of people out there that I would actually
Trust to do that with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that is really important to be able to know that you need to trust someone when it comes
Yeah.
to something like that,
I can
or anything really. I mean, anytime that you are talking to spirits, you're opening,
yes.
you know. So it's not just, you know, a device, or it's how you interact with them.
Yep.
You know. So, and I think it's important to know how you're interacting and whether you're. I don't believe in provoking.
No.
Some people do it though, but you know.
Yep. I'm not going to tell them, you know, no, you can't provoke them because, you know, that's
Right.
whatever
Right.
works for you. But I can't be part of that.
Right.
So I would walk away myself.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've been in a group of people that have done that before, where one person would be doing that, but I would have to just separate myself.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, because there's, I don't think there's really a real reason to be doing that, but everybody
not.
has
I
their
mean,
own.
They're not puppets.
Everybody has their own
They're
little
not
thing.
circus animals or circus freaks, and that's how I look at it. You know, you're not going to go
Right.
to a dog show, and if a dog's not performing, you're not going to sit there and provoke the dog. You know, you're going to
Right.
get attacked. That's how I look at it. You're going to provoke it,
Right.
you're going to get attacked. Demons are
Right.
far and few, but you know, still, you got that asshole spirit out there that, you know, don't mess with him.
Exactly. And my other question is, have you ever investigated with a medium before, and do you think that enhances things?
I'm trying to think. Probably not. Hey, Victor. No, I don't think I've ever investigated with a medium. Unless, you know, we were at a place like maybe the ship and there was a medium in our group. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. No, I haven't investigated with one.
Hi, Victor.
But I do have a friend. I'll tell you this. She is a medium. And the thing is, she was my daughter's cheerleading coach since she was like in third grade to high school. And then even in high school, I was helping being the assistant cheerleader coach. And it wasn't till, what was it, a year ago when our kids have been out of school, graduated. My kid graduated in 2020. So about a year ago, we met up at a grocery store, just happened to see each other. And I was wearing my shirt that said PDX Paranormal. And so she's asking me, she's like, what have you been up to? And I'm like, because it was one of those things you really didn't want to tell because it was a Putnam parent, you know? And
Yeah.
I didn't know what she would think. And she goes, that's your phone number on the back of that shirt. I'm like, yeah. She goes, you went to the paranormal? I'm like, yeah, I am. And she goes, oh my God. And she's a medium. But see, we didn't exchange that. And we lost all these years from that. So
Yeah. That's crazy,
But-
isn't it?
I'm
Yeah.
going to have her on my show. And I'm going to work with her too. Maybe she'll
That's
be part of the
great.
team.
She might.
Yeah.
Because I know that you have said before that you're an empath, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I think part of that is mediumship, as if you ask me. I
You
mean,
think?
I do.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't think, I think an empath and a medium colliding is a great source. So,
Makes sense.
so explain what an empath is.
So for me, I feel what others feel. Or I can, it's a bad thing. I talked about this the other night. If I go in the store and I start touching things, I'm feeling
Yeah.
others. It's just a bad habit. I don't know why I've always done that. I can't watch the news. I've never been able to watch the news. It turns my stomach and I get really depressed, and I just want to go sit in a dark room. So there's that on that one. Also, I'm sensitive to animals. If they're hurting, I could feel it, or I believe I could feel it. And that's one of the reasons why I couldn't be a vet, because the pain
Yeah.
that one of the animals are going through, that, it's a whole big thing, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
I can okay. And then I'll watch like these shows where kids will like ride their bike or skateboard and flip and fall, the funny things.
Yeah.
I'll laugh, but I'll grab my gut. I was like, oh, and I would feel it, or wherever they would land, I would grab at my leg, and I get this tingle all through my body. And I'm like, okay, I can't watch this no more, even though it's funny and I'm laughing. Wherever they landed, I could feel that. So I don't know if it's because I could see it, but as soon as they hit, it tingles. So like electricity going through me.
Yeah. And so, as your description of an empath is, a medium to me can also feel those feelings, can also know if you're sad. And that's why I think that they're on the same path, pretty much. You know what I mean? I mean, they're not the same, but they're on the same path, because they can actually feel if you're sad, or, whatever it is. And they can also tell if something's bothering you. And to me, an empath can do that too.
Yeah, it's hard to lie with us, even though we lie when people are like, "How you feeling?" I'm okay today.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Yeah.
So to me, those two are actually on the same path through life. I mean, they're not the same, but they are on the same path. And
That makes sense.
that's just my thought. I mean, I don't really have a great definition for it, but that's just my thought.
Fruit for thought out there, folks. What do you guys think on that? Leave it in her comments section. Don't forget to comment after the show. Oh, the cow thing. Oh my God. That was a phantom cow. We all know that. The phantom cow came out, should not. I mean, like, where I heard it, it sounded like it was behind Patty. Patty said it sounded like it was behind me. So I think it was a phantom cow.
Yeah, I think so. I would have said the same thing, but man, that was loud.
Right?
Yeah.
It was. It startled me, because I'm like deep into like looking at the headstones, and I'm like, how can I get around this fence? Because I hadn't made it all the way around to see where the gate was at. And then all of a sudden that happened. I just like jumped. I'm like, okay, I'm out of here.
That was great. Thank you for the share, David. Thank you.
Thank you, David. I've had some amazing stories there with Patty and Rebecca and stuff. There was another place we went to in Florida, and it had this mausoleum. It was really cool. As soon as I got out of the car, I had turned my camera on, and all of a sudden I hear this footsteps running up on me, and it was enough I'm trying to get back in the car. I didn't realize I'd shut the door. I hit my back on the side mirror, and my camera had shut off. I'm like, no. I'm like, so I turned my camera back on and went, and you can hear the footsteps running up to me.
Wow.
And it was the craziest thing. But then when we get back to Patty's house and I go to upload it, nothing. And we kept hearing it in the car. There was nothing there. Nothing there.
Oh, wow.
My dog wants out now. She's like,
okay. Thanks for sharing, Adam. How you doing? Hi, Renee. Hello, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for coming in today. Emmy, was elected for Parapost Weekly Podcasting Award this week.
And you too can be part of that. And each and every one of you out there.
That's right. So if you want to be a part of Parapost, just send one of us a message, or you can go to the Parapost link. And it is, there's actually an invite video on my page, Serene Divine, if you need more information.
Yeah, definitely, you guys. Definitely.
So it's your turn. You ask a question.
Okay, how about this? So when you go and investigate, do you prefer going during the day or at night?
I like both. I mean, not too many people investigate during the day, but I don't see a thing wrong with it. I like it at night, especially after midnight, because then it really vamps up. But especially after 2:00. After 2:00, then it does get crazy.
And all your senses are like wide-eyed and open.
Wide-eyed, yeah. I do like the daytime, but I prefer after midnight, actually. I think more happens, and I think that you're more sensitive at that time. You know.
And now my dog's barking to get in.
It's okay.
I'll be right back. Oh my gosh. You guys, we're going to get you a butler. Come on.
So if any of you in the chat have a question for Emmy, feel free to ask and I'll pull it up. Don't hesitate.
Okay, let me ask you this, because I like to know how people are. Do you like to know the history before you go into a place, or do you wait till after?
Well, because Mandy's a medium and she's really the only one I've investigated with, she doesn't want to know anything. So I like to do the history so I can validate as she gets something. I can validate yes or no.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and really at first I would say, I'm not telling you anything till later. So when we would get off the live and get ready for bed, she'd be saying, so what are you going to tell me anyway? But that's what I would rather not know myself if it was me, just because what you get can be validated or not.
Yeah.
You know, so just like the picture I showed you the other night, I kept telling Mandy, I said, I don't know who this man is, but he is following me, because she was separate with someone else and I was with Chastity, her sister. Mm-hmm. And I could feel the presence. And so when we met back up, I was telling her about it, and I described him. He was 45, 50 maybe.
Right.
And when I found that picture, I just could not believe it. I could not believe it. Wow. And it was crazy.
And there was a lot of people. The people that's in the chat now was there the other night and saw that picture. Now, a lot of people, remember you guys said, I said it looked like a child in that picture? Mm-hmm. Actually, you want me to pull it up?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, you can.
Is this it? This is it. Yeah, that way. Come on, open up.
Okay, so Beth has a question for you. Do you think spirits have a concept of time?
I do.
I do too. I mean, they may not know what year it is,
right?
But they may know it's after midnight.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
That's how I feel. I mean, that's just my own personal thought.
Where did it go? Here we go, right here. And the reason why I wanted to pull this up, okay, there it is. You gotta push the button. You gotta let me in. Hey, Spitfire, I believe a lot of people, has the ability to be a sensitive or be an empath.
Mhm.
It's just if you choose rather to, embrace that and stuff.
Right. But I also think that you got to continue to work with it
Yeah.
in order for it to grow, if that's the way you want it to go.
And if
You
your
know.
gut's telling you something, good or bad, follow that gut.
Right.
That's true. You gotta click on the name right there and let me in. I'm in the
Let's-
basement again.
You're in the basement again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the other night on my channel, we were looking at this face right here. And this is what you were talking about that had been following you,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, everybody remembers this looks like a child. Does it not in chat, people? Like, that really looks like a child. I mean, this is a bucket or of some sort or a barrel,
Some
but
kind of a barrel or container. There was a lot of roof leaks, so there's buckets and 5-gallon buckets and stuff everywhere.
and this to me, this is what I'm seeing, and this is why we always go back and try to debunk everything or take consecutive pictures. We've talked about that with the paranormal. This looks like, like a cap, a cold winter's cap with a scarf and stuff like that. And then to me, it almost looked like these were legs that didn't reach the ground, that it was kind of hovering. And it looked like a shoulder coming down.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm seeing.
Right.
So, what would you find out about that?
Actually, what that is there's a lot of debris on the floor. There's things from the ceiling falling. There's buckets. There's containers catching the rain from the roof leaks. So there's a little bit of everything there on the ground. Now, the white part could probably actually be a part of the ceiling that fell, and it just is in that position at that time. I took 3 pictures of the same spot, and this face is in all three pictures. But in that particular corner, there's actually a lot of debris and buckets and stuff sitting there. There was actually another team at that same place in Ohio last night, and they took pictures, and their pictures actually show what is sitting there, the debris and stuff. And the picture that I took, I'm at the other end of the hallway in the dark, taking 3 pictures consecutively. And that's actually the only picture I took 3 consecutive pictures of, because I tend to forget to take more than one, and you need to take 3 or more.
Yep.
And it was the only one that I took with 3 in it.
And I was going to say, there are, other YouTubers out there. I know would have ran with that and said, "Oh, look what I caught,"
Mm-hmm.
and they would have. And unfortunately, that sucks. And that's why I mean I was excited because I was like, "Oh my God, look what I'm seeing here! Are you seeing this?" What makes me even more excited now is the clarification that it actually wasn't a child, that there was debris there. You took the consecutive pictures and stuff. And see, I'd rather have it debunked than look like a fool out there,
Right.
I'm not gaining anything
Right.
by even having that picture there or debunking that picture. Actually, I think if I'm getting my stuff debunked, my word is more credible than most out there then.
Right. And I think that if you don't try to debunk what you have gotten or a noise that you have recorded, then you're not fully doing your job as an investigator.
Yeah,
But,
exactly. Just the investigator.
Yeah. So, I mean, everybody does things differently, but that's just my view. I'm not a professional. I don't feel like any paranormal person is a professional.
We learn every day. It's
Exactly.
everyday learning
I
thing.
mean, it's like life. Life is a learning process every day.
Trial and error. Yep.
Yeah. And your kids don't come with a book, those kind of things. So,
Damn
so yeah. But the same thing with paranormal, I mean, you have to try to debunk it.
Yep.
And I think if you don't take the time to try to debunk it, you're not really fully investigating. I think that's part of it. And even though I'm new to this, that's just my personal thought,
That's a good thought. I'm just going to say that's a
Yeah.
good thought. That's a truthful thought,
Yeah.
And we were talking about this the other night on the show about, people who get into the paranormal. A lot of them are out there that just do it just because they're like, oh, that's cool. I want to go do that. It's not,
No.
it's not all what it's cracked up to be and stuff. You really got to have a passion
No.
for it. Know what you do. Well,
And honestly, that was how I was when the first time I went. I just thought, oh, this is going to be so cool. No, that's not it. For one, I think that being there and watching them live is completely different.
Yeah.
I just got to say that doing a live and setting up for an investigation is a lot of work. And if you don't have a passion for it, you're not going to go through those steps to do that.
Yep.
It's a lot of work to go live, setting up your cameras, giving everybody walkie-talkies, making sure everything works. And when your battery gets drained, you got to have more.
And we don't have a film crew following us and doing all this for us. And a lot of reasons why, like Patty, for instance, there was this house I think we went to Georgia. Was it Georgia? Yeah, it was over there by the Shadow Cemetery. So it was, we were staying there at an Airbnb, but there was this house that was like really creepy. And I was like, oh, I want to go in there. But rule of thumb, people don't go into somebody's, old home, find out who it belongs to. And that's what I did. And I was like, ooh, hey, can we investigate this place? So the guy let us do that. And almost my brain just stopped working. Hold on. I hate that. Fibromyalgia, fibro fog.
I have that too.
Patty.
Don't worry about it.
It's bringing Patty in for a reason. What was the reason? Dang it. What were you just talking about? That's why I brought that up.
I was talking about all the work it takes to do an investigation.
Yeah. Yeah. So with a lot of places don't have electricity and everything, it is a lot of work. And being very passionate about it, people who have the equipment, it's not something we get paid for. You know?
Right. It's a true passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a true passion. And I think that where I took that picture at, there was no heat, no electricity, no nothing. And it was freezing, freezing. But I think that was a first cold night. So, but it was still great fun, So,
right.
But when you have a place that has electricity, you also got to keep that in mind. And then you also got to keep in mind your camera on your phone, what kind of camera it is.
You set my Alexa off. Alexa, stop. That was weird.
Wow.
She just started talking.
So there's just so many factors that go into, what you catch. I mean,
Good. I haven't finished it. Sorry.
Are the windows broke out? Is the wind blowing?
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
all those things come into play, and that's where debunking needs to come in, and because not every place has got electricity and is warm and is a tight closed place.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you're in a cemetery or something, you know.
Yep, I agree with you on that. Emmy isn't paying attention to me. Hey, Rick, how you been? Rick's like, I'm doing good. Yeah, Rick Howe. I haven't seen him in a while.
Stop it, you
Thanks
guys.
for coming in, Hal.
You know, and I have to say, you know, if it wasn't for Patty, I wouldn't have met a lot of these amazing people.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of them. You know, like you, for instance. And then it comes down to I would have never met you guys, and you guys would never actually help me by sharing me out and stuff like that too. And I so appreciate that. You guys, I didn't think this was happening, you know, but I do.
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
appreciate that.
And well deserved. You have a great show.
Thank you.
You have a great show. Everybody knows that.
I try. I try.
And you have so many fun things going on. I mean, I think you can
That's
make
the
anyone
adult
laugh.
ADHD.
Nothing wrong with that either.
No.
Nothing wrong with that. Is there any particular guest or someone you've investigated with that made things really interesting? More that sticks out than others?
Trying to think. That's hard to say. I've been with so many people, and that sounds
You
horribly
have.
wrong. It's just really hard to say because
So tell me what you thought about well, I can't not think of it. New Orleans. Your thought on New Orleans and investigating there.
it was
Awesome.
the place. Yeah, it. So when we went down to Bourbon Street, and I did do a live stream on that. The thing about Bourbon Street, it was actually really hard for me to just keep walking down it. I felt a lot of sadness.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, there was a lot of sadness, and it wasn't just me that felt that too. It was Shannon or Velma,
Mhm.
and we were both talking about that. So, and it was almost like these people are in like a trance or something when they're walking. It's like the music's going, and you know everybody's just it's like zombies almost, and it was the weirdest thing.
Wow.
But I felt a lot of
you kinda-
sadness and a hurt and anger, and you know it. I would never do that during Mardi Gras. I'll say that. That would be even way worse.
Yeah. Well, I noticed that in a lot of the lives, a lot of the people look sad. That's why I asked that question because I didn't know if it was just me noticing that or
It's
you know.
very draining. It honestly is. You know, I'll say I'm thankful I went. I tried it. Would I go back and go down Bourbon Street? Not at night. I will go during the day. I didn't go during the day last time. And I want
Oh.
to explore the buildings next time. But at night it was like 110% overdrive. You know,
Wow.
you just you feel things, your stomach, and things I'd never felt before because I was just like, oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to watch some of the lives because it was, I mean, just watching it, you felt so busy. You know what I mean? Like your
It is.
mind was busy. And there was 1,000 different things going on at the same time.
Yep.
And it was even hard to watch the lives, to be honest.
Lily. Shh. Lily. Sorry. Rick goes, hold on, Emmy, when you coming to Trinidad, Colorado to do, hey, I would love to.
Hey, there's an idea.
I would love to. And the next place I'm going to be going, you know, I'll probably be doing some investigations around here in Oregon, but probably the next big place I'll be going to will be Tombstone, Arizona. There's going to be a Paracon going on, and I'm going to throw out Global Ghost Hunt if I can.
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm part of. A lot of people know I'm part of Global Ghost Hunt. Some people don't know. I'm working with the Paracon of Tombstone and Brian and stuff like that. And April 25th through May 5th is going to be Global Ghost Hunt, week.
hmm
So we'll be there in Tombstone, and that's one of the places I've always been wanting to go to. A
Wow.
lot of history there. And when I say a lot of history, I mean, you can't help but not know some of the history,
hmm
but I never really paid attention in school. I hear from what other people say. And
Yeah.
again, with me, I forget things in 5 minutes. It goes in one ear and out the other. So I think that's going to be an amazing place to investigate. And there'll be a lot of amazing people there too.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. So, do you have a certain spot that each team will investigate there, or how does that work?
That I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. See, there's Brian. He's
there's
working.
Brian.
He's probably going. I wonder if she is going to say anything. But no, it's gonna be amazing. I think Brian's going to be the speaker and stuff like that. I don't know that fancy Elasion. I'm the lazy
Liaison.
one. Yes, that
Liaison.
word. I don't know why I have problems saying that, but that's who I am with Global Ghost Hunt, with Tombstone and stuff like that between them. And
Yeah.
it's actually been pretty fun. You know,
That's
I really
cool.
like it. Brian gave me
Yeah.
that chance. He trusted
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, round of
Yeah.
applause for Brian. No.
Yay.
So
Um,
yeah.
so that's pretty cool. So when you went to New Orleans, did each investigating team have their own place to investigate, or?
Everybody went to different places. Like the first night there, oh God, who was with us? My nephew, Velma, which is Shannon, and a few other people. We went to this one place. It was a deep, dark road. Though, I mean, just different places we would check out. Then went to different cemeteries,
Mhm.
mausoleums. So
Yeah.
everybody just went wherever they wanted to or whatever they found. I tried to stay in one group particularly because I trusted
Right.
them. And I'm in a place like because Howard,
Right.
and it's a high murder capital. I'm like, oh God,
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Well, that's really interesting.
Shiflin Hall, Shiflin,
Yeah. Shefflin.
Shiflin Hall.
Shefflin, I
Yeah,
think is what I think. I
and
could be.
so he's actually going to be the first one to do this live, I believe,
Wow.
to investigate it. And another team is supposed to be coming. I might be his camera girl. We'll see.
Yeah, there you go.
Or he'll let me investigate on my own. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But another team's coming in from the UK, and we'll be collabing with Brian because I guess they wanted to do it, but Brian has that hall first. So it's going to
Oh.
be a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, that sounds so exciting. That'll be a lot of fun. A lot of fun for
I think
everybody
he's
that
having
goes.
Batman. Yeah, it'll be fun. Yes, I agree.
Thank you for sharing.
Brenton said to have haunted places. I know there's so many places out there that they say are haunted, but like we'll go back to Bobby Mackey's,
Mhm.
a lot of people had just Matt will be there. Oh, Matt will be there too. Okay, Matt will be there too.
Cool.
Like I said, Bobby Mackey's, that would be a place I would actually try to do more debunking because some of the entertainment people out there
Yeah.
overly done it, and it
Mhm.
yeah. So
Is
I would
it
try to
something
debunk
that
some
you
like that.
really, really want to debunk? Is there a certain piece that you want to debunk? about
Probably
Bobby
the entire
Yankees?
thing.
The entire thing.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I feel the
Yeah.
same way.
I've watched people, with their videos, say they heard something, and I'm like, I'll listen. I'm like, I'm not hearing nothing.
Uh-huh.
Or yeah, just stupid shit like that. So that's one reason why I would like to go debunk it. Like, am I gonna get those same sounds? Because I
Yeah.
know you talked about Bobby's earlier overrated. Yes, it is. It is. Cough, Zach Bagans. There we go. He said it. Oops, I repeated that. Yeah. See, he's been there too, and Brian agrees with me, I believe. There's several places out there that I want to more so go and try to debunk or
Mhm.
try to get my own evidence.
Yeah. Have you heard of the Demon House in Connecticut?
The Demon House or the Conjuring House?
That's actually what the Conjuring movie was based off of, I believe. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No gate to hell there. See, Brian saying that. Again, when it goes back to when we talk about demons and stuff, demons are far and few. I mean, a demon's not going to really waste their time on,
I don't think so either.
it's. I don't think in my lifetime I'm ever going to see somebody possessed, or I'm going to be attacked by a demon. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, but I don't think so. A lot of that stuff is overrated. People who go in there. Okay, Lizzie Borden. We'll take that for example.
Yeah. There's a good one.
I would like to go and try to see what I can get and debunk that
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many people out there, and the bigger YouTubers have fake stuff and just overly rated it.
Right.
And unfortunately, it's causing. Okay, so Old South Pittsburgh. I know I'm all over the place again. Old
That's
South
okay.
Pittsburgh Hospital. When I went there, we were supposed to. If you wanted to video and put your video out there, you had to actually submit that to them first, so they can make sure
Oh.
there was no fakery or anything like that. You had to sign a release form. But the lady I talked to, Heather, I showed her my channel, and we talked. She let me go ahead and do it without signing the release form. And the reason why they started doing that was it was like 2 weeks prior. There were 4 big YouTubers that was in there, and they were faking stuff like in the medicine room, like medicine bottles were falling off the
Yeah.
shelf, and they were using fishing line. So
Yeah. And it's just sad that people have to go to that extreme.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either there or it's not.
and that's where I picked up Adam, the little boy I was talking to. So I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff's there.
I mean, there might be, I don't believe there's going to be 15 different things in one place. I mean, I've never seen that. But, like I said, I'm not an investigator. So I've just been lucky enough to go on some investigations. But if there's nothing there, there's nothing there.
Right.
you know?
Or if they don't
And-
want to communicate. I've traveled. I've
Right.
traveled to go to places,
Me too.
and some places I just didn't get anything. But I still put that out there because it's a fishing,
Yeah, right. It's a fishing thing. Exactly. And Rosanna said, I'm here too.
Hello. Hi, Rosanna.
Thank you.
But you're really going to have if you love fishing, the way that's how I compare. I love fishing, but I just froze up with my eyes like all funky. And I really do have a passion for it and stuff because
Right.
I do want to hear their side. Why be fake?
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no reason for all of that phony
No.
stuff, none at all. I mean, there's I mean, there's a lot of places that they say are haunted, but 15 people can go there and get nothing. One person can go there and get something. It
Or
just depends.
the same person or the same YouTubers go there and keep getting stuff over and over. It's like,
Yeah.
really? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
I really-
It doesn't work with me, but
No.
you know,
Hey, Adrienne.
hi.
But I like the strings, the magnets. Yeah, I know, right? You do, Para, not so solo.
Yeah.
And there's
So
other places. I was going to say, me and Patty found there were people that were there prior to us. We had found stuff that they had obviously used, and
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh.
Now, what were you going to ask me?
I was going to ask you, is there a place that is on your bucket list that you have not been to yet, but always wanted to go?
UK
Yeah.
or Scotland? Yeah.
I would love to do a castle.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Roger, welcome everybody coming in. I definitely want to do a castle.
And the other thing for me would be Alcatraz, because
Yep.
it's on a separate
Yeah,
island.
Brian just said that too.
Isolated.
Alcatraz, yep.
Yeah.
And that's just like 10 hours from me. It's a drive down. So
Yeah.
I definitely want to do that. There's a lot of
Yeah.
history there. Like I said, I love investigating prisons and jails and stuff like that. You know, it's sad. There's a lot of sadness, but you do get a lot of, there goes my brain. It just broke again. Evidence. Because I've caught a lot of evidence in them.
Yeah. I mean, there's, places like that are really a collection of evidence things that you can get, and I don't know why some places are more than others, but I think it's got a lot to do with where it's at and whether or not the spirit is actually going to communicate.
I think the prices of certain places is how people had put it out there to heighten it, hype it up and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go some places and it'd be like $130 for the night. Now I can tell you, like Old South Pittsburgh was, so you had to pay for a minimum of 8, which was $650. And then any person after 8 would be $75. So even if you was going in as 4 people, you're going to pay the $650.
Greg, we're trying to behave. Thank you for coming in.
And I was going to ask you, when you investigate,
Sure.
do you like to go with like a big group of people, or what would be the best?
I would
number?
rather not. I mean, if it was just me and one other person, I think that is the best, because I think too many people cause a problem, and that's when you get less evidence.
Hi, Maria. Yes.
And you can't put 10 people into a 12 by 12 bedroom and think you're going to get something. It's just not going to happen. I don't think, anyway. I've been in both situations, and I would just rather be me and one other person, at the most 2 or 3, depending on how big the place is.
Usually the most would be 4 for me, like depending on the place, but like the ship is bigger, so there was more of us, but we were all at different areas and ends and stuff. But 4 is perfect. Or like I would work with Patty a lot, and because me and Patty knew each other and stuff like that,
Right.
We worked very well together.
Yeah. And I work well with Mandy, and so that's why I prefer to go with her. But I know her, so I think that you have to be trustworthy of the people that you're with. And so if she's taking a group of people, I trust her to know who's going.
What you doing,
Yeah. And you can't always take viewers,
Yep.
you have to be careful about that. And
Yep.
you have to be careful about your surroundings and where you're going and all those
Now,
things.
I will tell you something on that. Okay, so here, I'm horrible at that when I'm here investigating. My husband's taking me because I'm taking my sweet time getting out of the truck, you know, and I have my back. My husband's like, you know, I could have came up, knocked you over, shot you, blah, 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 all this, make the worst scenario. I'm like, but you didn't.
Yeah.
He goes, I could have. I'm like, but you didn't because you were watching me. So you didn't.
Right.
But when I do travel without him, I have to trust the people I'm with. And again, this is where my senses come out too, because now I'm like going, God, I gotta hurry up and grab this out of the truck, you know, and all
Mhm.
kinds of stuff. So not only trusting the people you're with, but you've got to trust your instincts on that too.
Yeah. And know that your instincts are always correct.
It makes a
Um,
difference. It does.
It makes a big difference because if you ignore that, even in everyday life, if you ignore your instincts, something you're not expecting could happen. So,
Yeah.
Or,
Mm.
I mean, it could mean a lot of things. But I will tell you that when we went to the Indiana State Sanitarium, there's 10 separate buildings on this land. And I think there was 11 people that day, but the buildings are far enough apart that you
Right.
can
You
do
won't
that.
contaminate. Yes.
Right. And like me and Mandy and her sister, Bobby Joe, we investigated the asylum until 4:30 in the morning,
Nice.
you know, so because everybody else was at different places. And the other thing is when you have a place like that that's got a bunch of buildings and you have 10 or 12 people, you try to do something with everybody, and it's hard to do that.
Yes.
I know Mandy was being pulled different ways, and she didn't get to investigate with everybody. So it's hard to, you know,
No, I hear you. I
put
hear you.
yourself. Yeah. So have you ever went with a big group other than
Well-
New Orleans?
Well, that wasn't really a big group. That was a lot of us just going and, you know, supporting Fear Fest. When I met Matt Barron and stuff and Jonathan Myers and all of them, that was a pretty good sized group. Well, 18. I think there was 18.
That's a lot, really.
And we met at the ship. Brian invited me and Patty and stuff like that. So when we met at the ship, I knew these people from talking, so it was like meeting family. And you know, Matt. Brian was even there.
Yeah.
Instead of doing handshakes, we all, you know, gave each other hugs and stuff because it was a friendly type
Right.
thing. And once everybody was able to leave and go do what they were going to do, we kind of like split up. Like me and Patty went with 2 other people. I'm like, you know, they probably know their way around the ship. Let's follow them. No, but I learned other things from them too. So, and I'm just not going to throw their names out there because one of them just went downhill from there. But just saying.
Yeah.
And that when you find stuff like that, you've got to distance yourself.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was a good investigator because I investigated with him, but then after watching his other videos after that, Matt's in the room. After watching that, his other shows, and Matt knows who I'm talking about, I distanced myself from that person because I called him out on his shit. So stuff. We can't say shit on here. So yeah. But
yeah,
I'm so happy that, you know, Matt did invite us to go because that was an amazing experience.
Yeah, that is. It's great that when you can finally meet somebody in person after seeing them on, you know, the computer for
they're in
a year or
little
two.
square, and then all of a sudden they're human size.
Yeah,
and
then they're human.
Matt can validate. We actually were able to validate what each other saw. I didn't know. A lot of people, you may have heard this, but when Matt was doing his walkthrough and down in the sick bay, he saw a face that kind of startled him from behind the plexiglass.
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
know anything about this, and that was earlier on, and that was, like, hours early on before we even got there, and then before we were leaving, when Matt came down to tell us goodbye, I had told him what I experienced. He goes,
Mhm.
"Oh, I did too," and, we described it to each other, and he goes this other guy, he goes, "He knew about it." I'm like, "What?" And the guy's like, "Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you." So we were able to validate what we saw. "Hey, Black Cat." Yeah, Fedora was there. When everyone gets along, this community is so much better. Proud to be a part of
Mhm.
it. It is,
It
and,
is. And the other thing I wanted to say, we talked earlier a little bit about the holidays and
Yeah.
things like that. Um, the holidays is also a good time for you to, if there's somebody if you have defriended and or something like that, it's a good time to refriend that person.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case may be.
There's a lot of hate going on in this world,
There
a
is.
lot wars and stuff like that, and a lot of I was clashing with some people on YouTube, and it was getting pretty bad, and a lot of us decide, "You know what? Let's just grow up. We're all
Exactly.
trying to do the same thing here."
Right.
YouTube is big enough to have everybody I did freeze up.
Yeah, you
Oh my
did.
gosh, that was weird. And, so a lot of us just put the past behind us and, you know,
Yeah.
it's not their team or her team and stuff, just work together.
Right.
And they know. Will I trust them? No, but you know what? I'm gonna be cordial with them. I'm gonna be friendly, and
Exactly.
I notice, and I'll throw Parasolo out there. He started everybody started unblocking everybody,
Uh-huh.
and 2 communities that were colliding came back
Came back
together.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
so,
that same thing can be done in life. So
yes,
you don't have to actually love the person, but you can support them. So
and tomorrow's never promised,
exactly.
and a lot of people, unfortunately, this year had actually passed away, a lot
Mhm.
of YouTubers, famous people,
Yeah.
and life is just too short, and fighting with people, it put me in the hospital a couple times.
Yeah. I mean, it's because tomorrow's not promised. You don't know.
Yeah,
And
you don't
you don't know if that person that you defriended or whatever the word you want to use, if they might need somebody someday
Mhm.
or tomorrow. So, um, just being able to support each other is what's important. So,
And
and that's what Parapost does. And I think it's
right.
a great, great thing for everybody to do that.
And whether I'm having a bad day, maybe the person I'm talking to is probably having a worse day, and this is where people need to be more empathetic because you don't really know what's going on with them. They could be lashing out, but maybe there's a reason they're lashing out. Give them a friend, give them an ear to talk to.
Yeah.
Find out what's going on. They may
Right.
need the help. So
And, something may have happened that got turned around after
yeah,
it went through a few people or, whatever.
Mhm.
But, the holidays is a great time to think about those small things that we all
Yes.
take for granted. So if there's,
Oh shoot, Beth, what happened?
hmm,
See, stuff like that. I'm just going to say I've known Beth for like 6 years, and
wow,
I knew she hadn't been around for like a week or two, and now I know why.
yeah,
Oh, wow, Beth. Hope everything's okay.
wow. Prayers to you also.
Yeah, life life just comes and goes just as fast, you know.
Oh, it does. It
Mhm.
sure does. It's just way too short to be childish.
Yeah. I mean, we're not in high
You
school
know,
anymore.
just
We're not kindergarten kids, you know.
exactly.
And it's like, you know, I'm going to say something to hurt your feelings. Okay, Emmy, grow up. Like, seriously. You know, we
Yeah.
could being the trolls or, you know, people I was clashing with, we could have kept this going on and on. But
Yeah.
at the end, what's it going to prove?
Right.
Nobody's better than the next person. I'm just saying.
No, that's what I say too. No, I'm no better than anybody else. And
We can
You
agree
know.
to disagree.
exactly. Exactly.
And that does not make you a bad person.
And
So out there.
Uh.
You can agree to disagree, you know? Everybody
There
has
you
their own
go.
opinions and
Yeah.
but always listen to one's opinions too before you judge them. Because again, you don't know
Exactly.
what that person's going through or what has happened. And
Yeah.
I'll tell people out there right now, we talked about this. Don't let yesterday use us up to date. That's another good one too. And the
Yes.
past is the past.
Exactly.
Why do people fight about the past? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You've already had one fight about it. You don't need to bring that back up.
Exactly.
But a lot of you guys know, if you ever need anybody, you can contact any one of us here, you know, and always anonymous, you know.
Right.
If you want to send emails or something like that, you can send it anonymously. A lot of you have my phone number because I've had the same phone number for like 25 years. So I'm throwing that out there. If you guys need to talk, the holidays are coming up. Definitely, you know, give me a call, text me.
Right.
You don't even have to tell me who you are because majority of you people out there, I've never heard you speak, so I wouldn't even know who you were,
Right.
you know. And if you just need somebody to talk to, and if I can be that person to help, you know, keep you off that ledge, whether it takes all day, I could do that. I just wouldn't be able to handle if I say I get upset about this. I wouldn't be able to handle if I lost you as a friend,
Exactly.
knowing that I could save you.
Yeah.
You know,
So if there's,
that was a big
you know,
thing right there. I love in my throat.
yeah, I mean, it could just be something simple that somebody needs to hear is,
Yeah.
you know, you're important. Anything. I mean, I hope you have a great day. I hope you feel better. Anything small is important. So
You're just saying thank you or hello or holding somebody's door for them at the grocery store. I love
exactly.
it. Yeah, I love it when people do that. I'm not
Oh, yeah.
old, but that's okay. And always
Yeah.
thank them. Or
Yeah.
just say hi and smile.
Yeah. If you just, I mean, you don't, like I said, you don't have to love the person. Just be cordial. I mean, it's like family members. You may not want to love them, but you're going to like
Yep.
them,
Yep.
and everybody has that too. So,
And I want to throw this one thing out there too. You know, we're all a community, whether it's a paranormal community, basket making community or something, whatever community you're in, a lot of us know each other with mutual friends. And one of the things I was seeing for the longest time, because people were trying to do it to me last year, pull me in one direction, like you can't hang out with that person or don't do that.
exactly.
If I don't care who you hang out with, you don't have. If I could be enemies with that person you're hanging out with. I don't care if you hang out with that person. Don't treat me like shit.
Right.
That's all I'm asking. Just be who you want to be and hang out with who you want to hang out with. I'm not going to make you choose. And if somebody does make you
Right.
choose, then they're the ones that
Then
you don't
they're
want
the
to be
wrong.
with. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yep. Holy cow, girl, Terry. She was one of the people I was talking about. And she knows just a lot of people will put you in that position and,
Yeah.
stand up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure everybody has been in that position before. So it's, it's time to grow up, and the holidays are here, and a lot of people out there have lost loved ones or best friends
Yep.
or whatever, and they may not have anyone else. So if everybody can't get along, then there's a problem.
If you're watching a video or if you're in somebody's chat and you don't like what you're seeing or you don't like seeing what people are typing, leave. You don't have
Exactly.
to stay there. Leave. Don't make comments. Don't be nasty. Just leave. That's all you have to do. Or
Yeah.
block the person if you don't want to see them type. That's,
Yeah.
that's it. But leave, because that one person can throw the person on the panel off
Yeah.
the ledge. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
I see a lot of that too. A lot of bullying going on.
I'm
And
glad that you said that, because that is so true. So
Yes.
true. And there
A
is
lot.
so much stuff in the paranormal. It's just it's crazy to me how much drama there is.
There's more drama in the paranormal. Okay, it's slowing down, but I'm going to say, as long as I've been in the paranormal, there for a while, paranormal was more drama than the drama itself. It was-
Exactly. Yes.
and
So
know,
true.
a lot of us working together is trying to bring it all back, and so I think we're doing it. I really do.
Yeah. I think Matt had a really positive show the other night about the small things in life that we sometimes forget. And during the holidays, it's a good time to remember those little things.
Yes.
So, and the way people are acting is one of those things. So, even if you don't like the person, doesn't mean you have to watch them. But if we're all, just like
You can be cordial.
Parapost Network, be cordial, share them out, like their video, at least say hi. You don't have to totally like them.
The other thing, let's say I'm coming to your chat and I'm visiting you, and let's say I'm going to throw a black cat out there. Let's say me and her don't get along, we clash. You know what?
Right.
But it's your chat. I'm going to come and I'm here for you. I'm going to ignore her. Or
Right.
if I just don't like what she's saying, if she's like trying to rise me up, I'm going to block her.
Right.
And that's the thing you guys got to think about. You're there for the host or hostess. And so, that's her house. Try to
Right.
get along with the people in her house. Be cordial. Bite your
Right.
tongue. You can be nice. It's
Yeah.
not going to hurt.
That's exactly right. Yeah, promise it doesn't hurt to be cordial.
They don't.
Well, Emmy, I think we're going to end this. Congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
Parapost Network Central podcasting award for the week.
Podcasting.
Podcasting.
Well, you can call it podcasting because Brian don't like podcasting.
Well, on the award it says podcasting, so I'm going to stick with that.
oh,
it says
snap.
Snap!
Look at that.
I'm going to get a message pretty soon.
Where's it going to come up right now? point.
But congratulations on your weekly award.
you.
Parapost Network Central is giving out this award every week for a podcasting or vodcasting person. And
that
it
can
is
be any
based
one of
on you. It can be any of you. So if you are interested in joining Parapost Network Central, get on the Parapost Central Network,
Contact me.
parapostnetworkcentral.com, I
Yeah.
think, or me. And there's also a link on my page on Serene Divine. There's a video there that you can watch. It tells you how to get on there. So any of you could be a winner. And this is something new. I think it's great.
It is. It's, some people may be like, oh, that ain't much. You know what? It is, because then that just goes to show how many lives I've actually touched out there. And then without, it wouldn't have been without each and every one of you coming to my live stream and sharing me out, getting that word of mouth out there. That's what makes it amazing,
Yeah.
So
when you share, and
everybody's
comment on-
award.
it's everybody's award.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing. And congratulations again, Emmy.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And I hope everyone that came in here today leaves better than what they were when they got here.
Yeah, you guys, you better leave with a smile. Or I'll be.
There you go. She's going to be watching you.
Yes.
Okay. Well, with that being said, we are going to end for tonight. And thank you, Emmy, so much. And thank everyone that came in,
Thank you.
shared, and liked the video. And hopefully we'll see more of these things going on.
Hopefully.
Very nice to meet you, too. Thank you so much.
See, people don't bite.
No, but we
Thank you,
appreciate
Pam, for
everybody.
having me.
Thank you so much,
And
Emmy.
thank you, everybody. I'll talk to you all later.
Bye-bye.